Hello, let's talk about my new puppy today and graduation tonight and put some makeup on. Okay, so tonight is I'm sorry. Hey, I'm Kathy. Sorry, there's still a little bit of coughing left. I'm Kathy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm a little bit all over the place today. I am going somewhere, which is always a challenge, but I'm excited. It's my granddaughter's graduation, high school. And, but also we got bad storms coming. We're going to be at graduation with tornadoes flying around over our head. And I've been thinking all day they would cancel it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, reschedule it. So I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. I dried it. I tried to take a curling iron or flat iron and put some curls up here, and it made it really crazy. So then I had to just pin it down for a little while. And I mean, I gotta still put some product in it, but I still don't know how to fix this really short hair, but I do like it. So I'll do that after I do makeup. But anyway, let's put some makeup on. Y'all, I'm getting a new puppy. We have been without a dog for 2.5 years, and we had a golden doodle, and we had him 11 years, and he most likely had cancer. We had to have him put down. He was bleeding internally and just losing a lot of blood, and we kept taking him to the vet, and they just kept, he was bleeding through his nose. He was just leaking blood out his nose everywhere for about 2 weeks. And we went to the vet. They sent us to a specialist to do, like, I don't know, an MRI. I don't remember, CT scan, MRI. And the specialist didn't see any sense in doing that. He said it was probably allergies. And I knew it wasn't allergies. I mean, it was just too bad. So we just paid a lot of money for them to not help us out. And so then he got really bad one day, and I called our original vet back, which we had not been using her very long because we had just moved. And she seemed really nice and everything, but she just kept putting me off, and I knew he was really bad. And so she said, you can bring him in if you want to. It was like Friday night, Friday evening, almost at closing time for the vet. And she really just was putting me off. She was acting like I was overreacting. And I was pretty sure I was not. But anyway, so we took him to the emergency vet across town that night. And she said, he's bleeding internally. It's most likely some kind of cancer. And she said we would have to do a blood transfusion before we could even start testing. And I knew how sick he was. And I thought, first of all, I can't afford a blood transfusion and then a whole bunch of testing and then figure out what it is and then pay for treatment. That would have been she said it would be $2,000 just to give him a blood transfusion before they could even start figuring out what was wrong with him. By the way, here he is. I pulled a picture of him out. I don't know how well you can see him. Oh yeah, you can see him good. Oh my goodness, I miss him so much. He was the sweetest dog. His name was Nelson. But anyway, it just took us a long time to be ready to do that again. I mean, hopefully not to do that, the cancer. But anyway, he was a golden doodle. I know he looks like a labradoodle, but his daddy was a black poodle and his mom was a golden retriever, and he just is black. And anyway, he was 90 pounds. And I just can't handle, I love a big dog, but I can't handle it anymore. So we're getting a small golden doodle, and I'm a little bit nervous because, like, I could just walk through the room and pass him and just rub him on the back without bending over or getting in the floor or anything. And I'm gonna have to get in the floor with this one, at least in the beginning. I don't get in the floor well. Oh, let me change that. I don't get up well after I've been in the floor. So anyway, all right, blush next. Y'all, I've been telling you my makeup was old. This is all I have left. That and a few eyeshadows. I'm trying not to use even these, but I am still using this blush right here, which is my, well, oh no, I'm not. Oh, wait. Y'all, I told you I'm just all over the place today. I have this new blush to try. I almost put that on. I would have been so mad if I'd have done that. Anyway, I'm gonna try it by just using a brush and see where we go. And I don't know how much to put on. And also I washed this brush, and so it doesn't already have product in it. So that'll load it back up. I think that's a pretty color. It's close, it comes out close to what I had, not exactly, but anyway, I threw away the rest of my old makeup. I pared it all the way down to that. And then I even threw away what I was using for my under eyes. And I have not been to get any more. So I guess I'm not doing any under eyes today. Nobody's gonna know. I have my glasses on. Well, maybe they will know. It looks sort of bad. We'll let that settle down and see if that was enough. I think that's pretty color. What if I put just a tiny bit of this BB cream under my eyes? Would it help at all? Would it make it better? Would it make it worse? I don't know. Let's just try it and see. Oh shoot. Then I can't clean up the edges because I don't have anything to clean it up with. Oh well, it'll be fine. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at me. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at grandma. They're gonna be looking at the pretty little graduate, right? All right, let's see if this, I mean, it's not sitting in my wrinkles yet, but it might be because it's sort of wet. Let's press it in a little bit. That probably was a bad idea, but it's okay. It's all gonna work. Okay. Gonna put my primer. It's not really primer. It's an eyeshadow, but it's sort of skin tone, and I like to use it as an eyeshadow primer. Y'all, I'm so scared of storms. I hate what happens to me when storms are coming. I mean, you can tell I'm just wound up and I just get so nervous. I mean, I did have at least something else to focus on doing my video and graduation, but I hate storms so bad. And I've always been scared of storms all my life, but when we've been in this house next month will be 2.5 years. But when we sold our old house, our goal was to get closer to our daughter, and we did that. We were about an hour away, and now we're about 20 minutes away. And when we sold our house, we had looked and looked and not found anything. So I don't think I would ever do this again, but what we did is we bought a camper. I'm not a camping person. So I said, and we were just gonna live in it until we found something, or, you know, if we just fell in love with it, we were gonna stay there a year or so. You know, it didn't matter. My husband's retired. We didn't have to live in a certain area. And so I said, okay, I'm not a camper, so if we buy a camper, I have to have a glamper. I said I want it to have a kitchen island, a full-size refrigerator. It had a king bed. It should have been luxurious, but I absolutely hated it. We lived in it 4 months. And one night we were expecting storms like this. So I called a friend and I said, can we come to your house so we don't stay in this camper while it's storming? She was like, sure. So we went and stayed several hours one evening, and we were watching the weather, and it looked like everything had passed. So I think it was about 10 o'clock. We came back to the camper, and we'd been there just a few minutes when the 50-mile-an-hour straight line wind started, and our camper was just rocking. Mark and I were just huddled down together. Nelson, the dog, was right up under us. I was just crying. I was just crying out to God, please help us. It was the most terrifying experience. In fact, it's making me teary just to talk about it. And ever since then, I've been petrified of storms, and I don't live in a camper anymore. I live in a house. But it just messed me up. So, I'm terrified of storms. And I've prayed, and I pray and I give it to God, and then I'm still terrified. So anyway, He protected us that night. Our camper did not turn over, but I don't even know how it didn't. It was rocking so bad. And it was a large camper. It was a fifth wheel, and I think those are heavier than like just a, what do they call it? A pull behind. I don't know the different kinds of campers. I don't want to know. I don't ever want a camper again. And we had taken, one story just leads to another. We had taken the equity from the sale of our house and paid cash for that camper. It was a used one. And then we thought, well, when we buy a house, we'll sell the camper, and I needed some new furniture. We did not, oh gosh, there's so many stories around this. We did not store any furniture. We only kept what would fit in our camper. Now, a lot fit in our camper. It had better storage than this house has, in the camper and underneath it. But we needed new furniture, and also at the time, it was 2022, and a lot of people, were selling their houses and moving at that time, living in campers just like us. So, until they could find a house. There was no storage available anywhere. And we also found out, the lady said, I don't have anything, but she told us how much it was, and it had gone up so much because the demand for storage was so great. So everybody thought we were nuts. We mostly gave away everything we had. And in hindsight, it was a really good thing, because we ended up buying a house that's smaller than the house we came out of. And I don't think I would have considered this house if we had not lived in a camper first. So it did have its positive sides, because I absolutely love this house. It's less of a house. It's small. It's perfect for my husband and I. But anyway, we put most of our equity into that camper, and we thought, well, when, it's no big deal. When we're done with it, we'll just sell it. It took a year to sell the camper. Oh my goodness. Nobody was buying campers at that time, is what they told us we had it, where did we have it first? For a while, we just kept paying the rent on the place where we had lived in it. And then we were like, gosh, we're tired of paying this rent. So the place we bought it from, which was a reputable camper place, they just they took it on consignment for us, so we didn't have to pay rent. But they also were going to get part of the sales. But we were desperate. We're like, we're tired of putting money into this. What's wrong with this eyebrow, y'all? It don't look right. Oh well, sometimes I just have to back up and go, oh yeah, from a distance. From a distance, it's fine. And stop. You know what I mean? So anyway, where was I? I've chased a lot of rabbits trying to tell stories, but I think I just started telling you why I was so scared of storms. Because of that terrible night in a camper. And then I told you why we lived in a camper. And I mean, I've told a lot of stories. I don't know, I probably have left some of them unended, you know, like I got sidetracked and didn't finish telling about that. But anyway, maybe I'll remember it in a minute if I didn't. Oh my goodness. So my new puppy, he's not old enough for me to have him yet. He is 4 weeks old. So I'm gonna get him at about 7 weeks. He's so cute. I love a golden doodle's personality. They're just so sweet and so smart. I know a lot of people have stuff against golden doodles, but I'm gonna just say, if you had never had one, you just don't understand. They're just so precious. Okay, what am I doing next? Okay. Junk in my throat. Excuse me. Let's have a drink of water. Okay. I think I want to do some eyeshadow. I'm very bumfuzzled today. Like I don't know what to do next, you know? Take a deep breath. My grandsons, well, just the 6-year-old, they have taught him when he gets too riled up to just breathe slow and deep, and it's hilarious. And I don't know, the last time they were here, his daddy said something to him about calm down or whatever, and then I spoke to him and he said, I'm trying to breathe. Oh, sorry. He's funny. Okay. Let's try this. This is a new eyeshadow. I told you on the last video about, you know, spending a lot of money on eyeshadow and then spending more money on more eyeshadow. But I believe, oh yeah, this is the color I wanted for my brow bone. You know, y'all, oh my goodness, I'm a little crazy. I told y'all a couple of videos ago that I liked an all over color, and then a color for my lid and color for the corner. I don't put this all over. I put this on my brow bone. I don't know why I told you that. My lips are so dry. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little moisture on them, which is probably all I'll do right now because we're gonna eat before we go to graduation, so we're gonna eat sort of early, so I'm probably not gonna put real lipstick on right now. I started not to come on here today, but I've had so many days where I felt bad lately, and I just really needed to do my video today for Thursday. I did not need to put it off till tomorrow. Hey, I like that color. That's what I wanted. Wait, what was that just came up? I don't know. I missed it. Must have been a text. So you'll see this video on Thursday. So graduation will already be over and the storm will already be over. Yay. Okay. Oh man, I like this color. Yes, I do. Okay, am I even? Pretty close. Okay, now what color do I want to use next? I'm wearing a black sweater type thing today, which is not the best color on me, but it's just what I came up with. So when I wear black, I feel like I need more makeup because I get washed out a little bit. So, well, how come I can't get this open? Oh, because I was trying the wrong end. Sorry. I wish I could show you a picture of my new puppy, but he's on my phone and I'm recording on my phone, so I can't show you a picture right now. Breathe, Kevy. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I think I'll use this brown down here in the bottom. And I can't tell you what color it is because it's not written on there. I'm trying to figure out what kind of brush I want to use. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, just a little bit right here. I usually don't need much. Usually one tap is all I need for that. But I think they're uneven, so I may need a little more. I will never understand what this is. I put a primer on and then I powder that, but I have a spot right here that will not blend. And I think, you know, by the time I finish and put my glasses on, I don't really think anybody else notices it, but it drives me nuts. Okay, I think I need a tiny bit more on the other side. My granddaughter that's graduating tonight is starting school in the fall to do hair. And I think that is right up her alley. I told her she had to learn how to do short hair really good because so many people don't do short hair well. And if you, like when we moved out here, I would go on Facebook and search for salons in this area. And then I would scroll through and look at all the pictures. And every picture is long colored hair. And so it's so frustrating. And the girl that was doing my hair before I moved out here, she said that that it's not really taught in school. And she said if she could get good at men's haircuts, she said she would do so well. And I mean, mine's short, sort of like a man, so. Anyway, so I told her when she got ready to start, you know, practicing, that I was coming up there to the school and I wanted her teacher to, you know, get with her and let me explain what I like. But, you know, that's scary too because maybe the teacher doesn't cut short hair good. Okay, I need to do a little bit of eyeshadow under my eye. Which way? Okay. One of these is big and one's magnified and one's not. And I don't want to look in the magnified side to do my makeup The only time I want to look in the magnified side is if I'm, plucking those whiskers that you get when you're this age. Yeah. Okay. This blush, it doesn't look like it right here. Maybe it does. It has a little shimmer in it. I'm seeing some shimmer on my face. It's not bad. It's just like a little glow. It's not, I don't think it's too much. I keep getting really distracted. Yesterday was 2 weeks of this upper respiratory junk, and it is definitely better. It's almost gone. I still cough a lot at night, but it was a doozy. I had fever for 5 nights. Only had it at night, but I would get it. It would come back every night for 5 nights, and the coughing was just unreal. Okay, what am I doing? Can anybody tell me what I'm doing next? Maybe I'll do some mascara. Okay, let's curl a little bit. See if I can get down further. If I can get down close to my, ow. Yeah, you can't do that without pinching your eyelid. I like to get down to the bottom of the, I keep pinching myself. Okay, stop that. We're not going to the bottom. We're just gonna do what we can. Y'all, I really like this eyeshadow. I think I finally found what I wanted. Okay. What else? I don't know. The puppy, the graduation, the storms, the new makeup. That might be all that's going on in my life. My son's coming from Texas this weekend, so we'll get to see him. They're clumping up. So I might end up in the basement of the high school tonight with hundreds of other people if it gets bad while we're in there. I mean, honestly, that might be better than being at home because we are surrounded by really large trees. We're in an older neighborhood, and we have plans to cut down 3 of those big trees that would completely demolish our house if it landed on there. Okay, I'm gonna take a break here because I think I got too much eyebrow pencil up here. So hold please. I think that's a little better. So anyway, that might be the better option, to be at the high school rather than to be in our house. Because if a tree decides to fall on it, I don't really want to be here. You know what I mean? But I also don't want, when graduation's over, to be driving back home in the storm. We're about 20 minutes away from the school. So I'm nervous. said that? Have I said that I'm nervous and I hate storms? I'm nervous and I hate storms. Okay, am I about even? No, of course not. This one always looks longer, better, fuller, whatever. Can you tell how much longer this one looks than this one? It drives me nuts. Try to just put some on the tips. See if that... Okay, it's good enough. I don't think it's gonna get any better. Well, I don't have any concealer. But we'll see if this cleans up those edges. Just a brush. I mean, not really. Okay. I think I'm done. I'm gonna get off here, see if I can get some product in my hair and see if I can figure out how to make it cute. I'd like to be cute tonight. Probably I'm not gonna accomplish cute, but I'm gonna try. And then we're going to make us a sub sandwich because we didn't want to cook and eat at 3 o'clock, 3:30ish. And then I'm gonna get my clothes on and go. And so I'll just be saying a lot of prayers tonight while I'm out in the storm. And I don't want to be focused on that. I'd like to be focused on my granddaughter because this is her, you know, special night. I remember graduation. It was so exciting. And so, see if I can pull myself together for her. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I'm not always, you know, a blubbering idiot, but often I am. So this is the real me. This is all I got. Thank y'all. And I'll see you next week. Bye.